Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Naistihi Omudhanatvrindasya Gnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pungam Rangayate Girim Yatkrupatam Vande Sri Gurum Devataram Paramanandamadavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhupayevacha च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम् रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, okay. So we'll be discussing with Mangalacharna prayers. You're able to see my screen, right? Yeah. Can someone confirm? Okay. Okay. Thank you. So we'll start with Rama and Mangalacharna prayers. Then we'll get into the pastime. More sweet pastimes than the philosophy. So please bear with me. कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता अष्टकं वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्. I salute sage Valmiki, the nightingale, who sings in sweet voice the sweet name of Rama from the tree of poetry. Valmikir Munisimhasya Kavita Vanacharina Srunvan Rama Kathanadam Konayati Parangatim. He who hears the roar, the story of Rama, of the lion, Valmiki, the sage who roams the forest of poetry, attain the supreme state. Ya piban satatam Ramacharitamrutasagaram Atruptastam munim vande pracheta samakalmasham. I salute the sage pure Valmiki, who is not satiated even after constantly drinking the nectarium story of Rama. गोस्पदीकृतवारासिं मस्कीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे अनिलात्मजम्. I salute Hanuman, who is the crest jewel of Ramayana, who crossed the ocean as if it was the footprint of a calf, and who treated the demons as if they were the mosquitoes. Anjananandanam Veeram Janaki Sukanasanam Kapita Samakshahantaram Vande Lanka Bhayankaram. I salute Hanuman, the darling of Anjana, his mother, who put an end to the sorrow of Sita, who killed the demon Aksha, and who was a terror to the demons of Lanka. मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि. I salute with bowed head Hanuman, who was the messenger of Lord Rama, who could move as fast as the mind or the wind, who was self-controlled and was the foremost among the wise, was the son of the wind god and the foremost among the Vanaras. उल्लङ्घ्य सिन्धो सलिलम् सलिलम् या शोकवह्निम् जनकात्मजय आदाय तेनैव ददः लङ्काम् नमामि तम् प्राञ्जलिरञ्जनेयम्. I salute Hanuman, who crossed the ocean playfully, who gathered the fire of sorrow that tormented Sita and with it burned Lanka. आञ्जनेयमति पातालानां कञ्चनाद्रिकमनीय विग्रहम् पारिजातातरुमूलवल्सीनां भावयामि पवमाननन्दनम्. I contemplate Hanuman with wide forehead and golden complexion, who dwells at the root of the celestial tree. Yatra yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam tatra tatra Kೃತಮಸ್ಕ Anjalim Baष्ಪವಾರಿ Paripurnalochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam. I adore Hanuman, the destroyer of the demons, who is present with tears of devotion in his eyes wherever the names of Lord Rama are sung. वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेद प्राचेतसादासीत् साक्षात् Ramayanaatmanah. And the Supreme Being, the goal of the Vedas, incarnated as Rama, the Vedas became Ramayana. Sriraghavam Dasharathatmajamaprameyam Sitapatim Raghukulanvayaratnadipam Ajanubahum Arvindadayataksam Ramam Nisachara Vinasakaram Namami. I salute Rama, the son of Dasratha, who is peerless, who is the husband of Sita and the light of the rays of Raghu, who has long arms and lotus eyes. वैदेही सहितं सरद्रुमातले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्प कामसने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभयपरम् व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलम्. I adore Rama, who is seated at the foot of the celestial tree on a flowery seat in a golden palace, along with Sita and his brothers, while his glories are sung by the sages. So these are the Mangalas and prayers. Now Ramayana, we are discussing Yuddha Kanda. There were 7 Kandas. So this Yuddha Kanda has 128 chapters. So it will be difficult to go through each and every chapter, but we'll cover some of them and try to understand. The first one we'll cover is the important aspect and pastime is there, where first, as Hanuman already went to Lanka and found Mother Sita and then came back. So that's how the Yuddha Kanda begins, where Lord Ramachandra glorifying Hanuman, where he's mentioning this is in the Yuddha Kanda uh, verse number 4. So verse number 1 itself. Touched with joy to hear the words rightly spoken by Hanuman, Rama replied as follows: a very outstanding work, the most arduous in the world, has been done by Hanuman, which could not be carried out, even thought, by any other on the surface of this earth. Indeed, I cannot perceive as such anyone other than Garuda, chief of the feathered race and vehicle of Lord Vishnu, wind god and Hanuman, who can cross the mighty ocean. Who can retain alive, having entered, taking refuge only in self command, the city of Lanka, which is unconquerable by gods, demons, and extras, even by Gandharvas, Nagas, Uragas, and well under the custody of Ravana. And then Lord Ramachandra embraced Hanuman. So, very much satisfied. And then it is mentioned important instruction as what kind of a devotee we should become and what kind of disciple we should become. There are 3 types of disciples, 3 types of servants: first class, second class, third class. So here, Lord Hanuman is a first class servant. So what he did, the servant to whom his master entrusts a difficult task and who performs it with zeal is said to be a superior person. That means he does more than what is been asked of. Or in another place on Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada tells from different pastimes. One who understands the mood of Acharya, spiritual master, and does or follows the instructions. Without even instructing, he knows what is the desire and mood of spiritual master and carries out that instruction. So that is a first class disciple, first class servant. Second class, the one who is ready and capable, but yet does no more than his master expects from him, is called mediocre person, or second class. The third class is who doesn't even do. The one who is well and able yet does not carry out the instructions of his master as director, he is said to be the least of the men. So this is a very important instruction. So we should be very careful and follow these instructions of a spiritual master or the Mahabhagavats, the advanced devotees, so that it will benefit us. We should understand the mood and the desires of the founder Acharya and spiritual master by regularly hearing, constantly hearing with rapt attention, with submissive attitude. Then we can understand. And same thing we see that just like Lord Ramachandra is embraced here, Hanuman. Same way, Murari Gupta also in Chaitanya Leela, we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also raised Murari Gupta and embraced him by his staunch devotion. Is Mahaprabhu is speaking. Sadhu Sadhu Gupta Tumar Sudruda Bhajan Amara Vancheha Tumar Na Talila Mona. What's happening? Hold on. Srimad Prabhu is calling. Hold on. Something is happening. Hare Krishna, you are not able to hear me earlier? Not even in the beginning? I'm surprised. Till what? Did you hear Lord Rama embracing Hanuman? And I mentioned about first class and second class, third class. Okay, maybe I stop sharing because I think internet signal is weak. I'm on the data plan. Okay, hold on. Let me go to that. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, the servant to whom his master entrusts a difficult task and who performs it with a zeal is said to be the superior person. And then the one who is ready and capable but yet who does no more than his master expects from him is called mediocre person. And the third one is the one who is well and able but yet does not carry out the instructions of his spiritual master as a director is said to be the last of the men. So three types of servants or three types of disciples. We should ideally understand the mood and desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as per the Sri Prabhupada and the spiritual master and follow the instruction or execute the instruction without even instructing him. Mm. So that is the first class disciple. This is a very important instruction. And then Lord Ramachandra embraced Hanuman because of his extraordinary activity. Hanuman does, and we will see that. We'll read in a minute. And same thing has happened with in Chaitanya Leela, Murari Gupta as Hanuman because the Lord was satisfied, and that's why Lord Hanuman is appearing in almost pretty much every Leela. In Krishna Leela also, we see that he became a Kapidwaja, being the flag because of his extraordinary service. He always wants to be with the Lord. That is the benediction Hanuman asked when Lord Ramchandra came back to Ayodhya and Pattabhishekam has happened, coronation. Then everybody was going. Then Lord also said, "You also have to go back to your service." Then he took permission. For 1 month, I will not be there. Sugriva said, "All right." But Lord Rama said, no, no, you have to go back. No, why you have a problem? Will not. And Sugriva has given me permission, so, but I want to be in your service at least for some time. Then I will go back. So then when he asked for benediction, he was giving gifts. He said, I always want to be never separated from your service. Such a staunch devotion. That is the best of the Dasyaras, topmost. Same thing we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying in Chaitanya Leela, Madhya Leela 15.152. I became very happy and I raised Murari Gupta and embraced him. And then further he is mentioning that looks like my internet has some problem. साधु साधु गुप्ता तुम्हारा सुदृढ़ भजन हमारा वांछेन तुम्हारा ना तलीला मन. I said to him, all glories to you, Murari Gupta. Your method of worship is very firmly fixed. So much so that even upon my request, your mind did not turn. Because Lord Chaitanya asked, okay, you meditate on Krishna, you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But he couldn't. He was about to give up his life. This the servitor must have love and affection for the lotus feet of the Lord exactly like this. Even if the Lord wants separation, devotee cannot abandon the shelter of his lotus feet. यही मत सेवकेर प्रीति चाही प्रभु पाया प्रभु चाड़ी लेह पदा चादन ना आया. Very very important point. How much fixed up consciousness we should have on the lotus feet of Guru. Just to test your firm faith in your Lord, I requested you again and again to change your worship from Lord Ramachandra to Lord Krishna. In this way, I congratulate Murari Gupta saying, indeed, you are the incarnation of Hanuman. Consequently, you are eternal servant of Lord Ramachandra. Why should you give up the worship of Lord Ramachandra and his lotus feet? Sri Chidambaram, I accept Murari Gupta as my life and soul. When I hear of his humility, it perturbs my very life. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then, yeah, in this way we can understand these sweet pastimes and how much devotion one must have. Now, let's see. When Hanuman came back and he embraced, now the sweet pastime. Hanuman flew back, and then while coming back, when they reached Kishkinda, there was a beautiful forest called Madhuvan. This Madhuvan was a private garden of Sugriva. There were so many honey hives were there. Honey was flowing on the ground, so many fruit. It was well guarded. There was one great monkey called Dadi Mukha. Dadi Mukha was sitting in front of the garden at four doors. Only Sugriva was allowed in. When the monkeys were returning, they went to Hanuman and said to him, we have done a great task, so we must have some enjoyment. Let us go inside Madhuvan and drink honey. Hanuman said, what? Go inside Madhuvana, Sugriva will get angry. He will know we have done a great job. We are not allowed to go in there. Then Jambavan said, oh Hanuman, you don't think properly. That Madhuvan is such a wonderful place. There is so much honey there. We have worked so hard. All these monkeys are so patient. They must be rewarded. If you are not going, I am going. So Jambavan entered Madhuvan and all the monkeys entered Madhuvan. There was difference of opinion, but eventually they were won over, and all of the monkeys were all drinking honey like anything and eating fruits. Dadimukha went to Sugriva and said, what is this? Even your defense minister Hanuman is totally useless. Even your great uncle Jamban is also useless. They're all coming inside the royal forest and they are drinking the honey. Sugriva looked at Ramachandra and said, oh Lord, your work has been accomplished. Ramachandra said, how do you know that? Sugriva replied, how can they dare enter Madhuvana, my garden, drink? And this means they have done some wonderful task. Maybe Sita is with them, otherwise they wouldn't dare to do it. So he told Dadimukha, give them more honey, give them more fruits, open the gates of Madhuvan, it is open for everyone. And then Hanuman came, he was saying, we found Sita, we found Sita. Hanuman was thinking, if I say Sita, then Ramachandra may think that I have not found her. He did not want to confuse him. First of all, he said, found, found, found. When Ramachandra heard this, he said to Sugriva, what you said was true. Hanuman is in the sky and he is saying, I have found. What would he if I have found? He would have found Sita because he was looking for Sita. So then Hanuman came there and there was discussion. Then Ramachandra decided attack. So to summarize, they built this wonderful bridge and crossed over it. Then they arrived there on the shore. As soon as they arrived there, Sugriva was looking this way and that. Vibhishana said, that is Ravana's palace, the 10th floor building. So then they all commented, what a beautiful building. When Ramachandra looked back, there was no Sugriva. He said, Sugriva. So there are three things happened, three parallels. First, Lord, yeah, you can say three nice events, wonderful events. First, Lord Ramachandra sent Hanuman, who can cross over the ocean, such an extraordinary servant, extraordinary, powerful, like Garuda. He was able to cross over and he could burn Lanka and then he could find Sita and come back. Then the Sugriva was the master of Hanuman. So Sugriva was also, even without instructing, he became so excited. The second instruction we are getting from this pastime. Sugriva became so excited that Lord Ramachandra didn't say anything. Many points are there, instructions to draw. Sugriva, as soon as he saw Ravana on the building, immediately, without Lord telling anything, he became so excited in the service that he went and uh, he fell on him and he punched him and he spit on him. He did so many things. We'll read. So that first means one must be excited always, every day, no matter what's going on externally, in the service of the Lord, in the service of Guru. One must be excited always. This excitement should be there. There's a greed. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati Kriyatam Yadi Labhyate Tatra laulyam ekala mulyam. The intense greed must be there. That is what Sugriva had. That is what Hanuman has. And third thing, Lord also sent after this Sugriva pastime, Lord sent Angada. Now you go because there is no other capable because he is son of Bali. Beautiful pastimes are there. We'll read. So when Angada went and then he put the toe, Lord Ravana thought, he is ordinary monkey. What is the big deal? Okay, we capture him, he told. But he said, forget about capturing, forget about killing me. Just move my leg, then we'll see. Nobody could move. Indrajit came and tried. He couldn't move. Even Ravana came. He couldn't move. He said, okay, move at least a toe. Not even forget about leg. He couldn't even move the toe. Then Vipin said, this is you can understand, even for a monkey's leg or feet or toe, you couldn't move. That means you are done. This is the indication that your life, your time is over. You should return Sita. These are three pastimes before even the actual war began. From this Sugriva's pastime also, we should understand one instruction is we should be excited, very inspired to do service every day, regularly, consistently, fixed up as a menial servant of Guru. And the second, and further few other instruction we can see is when Lord is not instructing, when the Guru is not instructing, when the advanced devotee is not instructing, without consulting, we doing activity is not such a great thing. Even if we want to do, we should first of all offer prayers to the our Guru, Prabhupada, and previous acharyas, and seek the Lord Nityananda, seek the blessings, see what I should do. Then there will be guidance. Always, before we start anything, this should be our prayer. Then the proper intelligence, proper instructions will be given so that we do the proper thing. We will see that Lord Ramachandra rebuking Sugriva. As a leader, as a commander, why did you do this? You are not supposed to do this. You are not in sense, that is the second, third instruction. Sugriva, you are not in the sense control. So I have to send someone now who is controlled in senses. Then he sends Angada. Angada is very much sense controlled. So then he sends. So for a devotee means he must be controlled the senses in terms of his eating habits, recreation habits, or the sleep, waking up. All these things must be controlled. That means there should be a proper planning. There should be consistent activity of devotion service every day. So there is a lot of work to be done by looking at these three personalities pre-war. Yuddha Kanda is just beginning and these incidents are happening. अयोध्यावासी राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम अयोध्यावासी राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम पतिता पावन जानकी जीवन सीता मोहन राम पतिता पावन जानकी जीवन सीता मोहन राम अयोध्यावासी राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम अयोध्यावासी राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम पतिता पावन जानकी जीवन सीता मोहन राम पतिता पावन जानकी जीवन सीता मोहन राम अयोध्यावासी राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम अयोध्यावासी राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम पतिता पावन जानकी जीवन सीता मोहन राम पतिता पावन जानकी जीवन सीता मोहन राम Ayodhyavasi Ram, 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 Dasarathanandana Ram. Ayodhyavasi Ram, 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 Dasarathanandana Ram. Now we'll read so that at least we got the instructions from Lord Ramachandra's pastime. Then they arrived there on the shore. As soon as they arrived there, Sugriva was looking this way and that way. And Vibhishana said, that is Ravana's place, the 10th floor building. Then they all commented, what a beautiful building. When Lord Ramachandra looked back, there was no Sugriva. He said, Sugriva? Where is Sugriva? Vibhishana said, some demon is playing a trick. We must be on guard. Everybody was ready. Everyone took their weapon, but Sugriva was not there. Sugriva flew to the 10th floor of the building. He simply could not tolerate that Ravana was living there with Sita under his custody, and Ramachandra was here. Sugriva got so angry. He went there, and Ravana was as usual looking upon the mirror. Sugriva became small, and he went around his face and spat on it. Ravana was doing his makeup with 15 assistants, praying and doing all sorts of things to make up his face. And then he felt something wet. What is this? What is that? Sugriva was spitting all over his face. Then he told his servant to stop doing what they were doing. But still it was coming. He said, there is some bee or mosquito over here. He looked around. Then he caught hold of Sugriva, holding him in his hand. Ravana said, how dare you do this? What are you doing? Spitting on my face. He looked closely and realized it was a monkey. Another monkey, and so small, the monkey was speaking. Ravana, I spat in your face. Now I am happy. Before he could catch him, he flew away. He landed in front of Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra said, Sugriva, where have you been? Sugriva said, I went there and spat on the rascal's face. Ramachandra said, what did you do? Oh, I have made a great mistake by associating myself with the monkeys. I am the son of Dasratha. I have landed in another man's country, and you have already gone and spat on his face. Sugriva said, I am sorry, my lord, but you must understand that after all, I am a monkey. When I get angry, I can't control it. All your Yogadharma, you can keep it in your pocket. Nobody will blame you because they will say Sugriva was a monkey. What can you do? It was not Ramachandra's defect. So then Ramachandra said, I want to send a messenger. So Sugriva said, the only person who has got so much sense control, apart from Hanuman, he has already gone anyway, is Angada. So Ramachandra called Angada and embraced him. He said, my dear Angada, I am going to send you to Ravana. He is a very dangerous person, so be careful. You go to him and tell him that Ramachandra does not have any intention to fight with him. All I desire is that he give back Sita and I will live. I will make friendship with him. I will be his greatest friend. If anybody attacks Lanka, I will protect him. You please tell this to him. Only Sita, nothing else do I want from him. I don't want these monkeys to get killed, and I don't want to kill his demons. I don't want to kill Ravana. So Angada said, all right, I will take this message to Ravana. He circumambulated Rama and Lakshmana, touched Rama's feet. This is also very important lesson. Always we should bow down, we should circum, just like even Dhruva Maharaj did that. He didn't just jump on, oh, I got this Vaikuntha Vasis, they are taking me to Vaikuntha, I'm a great devotee now. No, always being in the menial servant, always thinking all glorification, everything is by the mercy of. All I am made of is Guru's mercy. Nothing else. Anything negative is our own shortcomings. So in this way, always if we are grounded, then that will do good for our advancement, for our service, for pleasing previous acharyas. Otherwise, it's a great problem with this pratishtha and puja. He circumambulated Rama and Lakshmana, touched Rama's feet. Then he came to Hanuman, touched his feet, and said, you must bless me because you were the first one to go. Go there, Hanuman said. And he called him close by, and in his ear he said, you must insult them. Then Angada flew off. Angada came straight in front of Ravana, flying in, landing right in front of him. He said, Ravana, my name is Angada. I am the son of Bali. You may remember him. This Bali did one wonderful pastime with Ravana. Anyone who goes in front of Bali will lose half his strength. He was thinking, this means that he will become more powerful than me in this world. So I must first control Bali. So he went there and Bali had made a vrata or vow that he should worship Shaligram Sila in four holy places every day. He would worship in Rameswaram, Badrinath, Jagannath Puri, and Dwarka. All that he would do in one day, one way. Each place he would visit in one leap. He would leave from Kishkinda to Rameswaram, he would do the worship, and before it is too late, then he will jump back to Kishkinda. From there, he would jump to Dwaraka. He was just leaping, then to Badrinath, and coming back. While he was doing this, he would make sure that he would keep his foot on top of Sugriva's head and press it a little bit. That he was doing also. Sugriva was hiding there in one area. In that place, Bali cannot go because he was cursed that if he entered this Rishyasunga mountain, I think. If he entered there, his head would break into 10,000 pieces. Sugriva took shelter in that place. Even then, before going to Dwaraka, Bali would make sure that he would give him one kick on his head and then he would go to Dwaraka. While coming back, again one kick. In a day, 8 kicks Sugriva was getting. Hanuman could not tolerate. So once when Bali was kicking like that, Hanuman caught Bali on his waist and he was trying to pull him down. Because if he touches the ground, he would be dead. Bali knew that if he touched the floor, he would be dead. So he was trying to pull Hanuman up. One was pulling down, one up, and they were in one spot. They had equal strength, 10,000 elephant strength. Neither was going anywhere. Bali said, "Leave me alone. Let me go." Hanuman said, "I will let you go on one promise. You don't do this kicking anymore. Otherwise, I will pull you down." Bali said, "All right, we'll make a truce. I am not against you. You are not against me. I am against Sugriva. I will not come here and kick him. You leave me alone." He left. After being harassed by Hanuman, he went to Dwaraka and quickly he was doing his worship, and Ravana was behind. Ravana did not come in front because he knew he would be lose half of his strength. From the back, he was thinking, slowly I will catch hold of the tail, then I will do something. Then when Ravana came close to the tail, he caught it and he was thinking, oh, that was very easy. But when he was trying to pull the tail, instead of pulling the tail and tail pulling, and then the tail extended, came around his body. He held him in his tail. Then he leaped to Kishkinda, from there to Badrinath, from there back to Puri, leap back. Ravana was hanging in the tail. Even the Gandharvas were laughing. The women and the Charanas were laughing. Ravana was closing his eyes and he said, Bali, please leave me. Don't tie me in the tail. At least carry me in the hand. It is more prestigious than being, see, the false ego so much so, even though he is defeated and still he is thinking about his prestige. Imagine, this is what the problem is with the prestige. As a practitioner, we should be very careful of. Then being tied in a monkey's tail, this is not good. Finally, when they arrived in Kishkinda, he brought his tail around in front of him and said, Hey, you be careful. You don't come in this area anymore. Ravana said, I am surrendered to you. I am your servant. Don't attack Sri Lanka. I won't come here. So Ravana made a pact. Angada told him, Ravana, do you remember Bali? At least you should remember his tale. I am his son. I am the smallest in the army that Ramachandra had brought. That is why Ramachandra picked me to come and see you. I am a very small person. I am a prince. There are bigger monkeys there, but I am requesting you one thing. Ramachandra said, if you give back Sita, you would go back. He does not want anything. Ravana said, why are these monkeys coming and talking like ministers to me? You had better put your tail between legs and run away from here before I kill you. One who has so much like this kind of false ego, then they can't accept. Even though it is the right instruction, they can't accept. But Mr. Prabhupada said, if we, as devotees, even if we find a good thing in a filthy place, we'll accept it. We'll use it in Krishna's service. That's what he said when what is the name? Visakha Mata's husband, Yaduvar Prabhu, created a magazine, then all it has unwanted things, but it has Harinam Sankirtan picture. Then Prabhupada said, okay, this is the gold in filthy place. So we will accept that. That's what Prabhupada said to him. So that's why, so that is what devotee's consciousness is always looking at even a little spark in anyone, then engage them in service. So that is the devotee's view. But the demon's view is completely different. Angada said, you are going to kill me, you can kill me later. He lifted his leg and put in front of Ravana. But for now, you please move my foot. Then we can think about scheming, murdering, killing. Ravana said, come here, Indrajit. So Indrajit got up and went there. He slapped. And after slapping, he saw his palm swell up because it was like a rooted banyan tree. Then he sat down and used both hands and tried to shake it and found that it was like a Mount Meru. Indrajit was sweating profusely and he gave up. Vibhishana got up and said, Ravana, your time is coming. Look at this. A monkey's wood cannot be shaken. Don't you understand that there is something happening? You are keeping the planets in your kitchen. Now a monkey's foot cannot be shaken. Something is wrong somewhere. Think about it. Ravana said, you are so weak minded. I will do it. He got up. Angada said, you want to touch my foot? Ravana said, I have lifted Kailash. So Ravana had all his 20 hands going. He was holding his legs and straining like anything, but he couldn't move it. Angada said, try my toe. You may be able to do that. Ravana bent down and he was completely helpless because he couldn't move it. Ravana sat down and said, where do you get your strength from? Angada said, the same old question. Where are you getting your strength from? Where is anyone getting their strength from? The source of strength is Lord Rama. Simply by chanting his name, I am holding my breath. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's why we have to chant attentively. That is why you are not able to move my toe. I am the smallest monkey in the army. There are bigger monkeys than me, and with all of us is your brother Vibhishana who is helping. Lakshmana is also there, and above him is the Supreme Lord Ramachandra. Use your intelligence, Ravana. Give back Sita. Ravana said, "No, I am not giving back Sita. I don't believe any of this." Angada said, "Then you will meet your death," and he flew back. When he came back, Jambavan came to him and asked him, "They couldn't move your toe. You were seeing Ramayana over and over." So then Angada said, "How do you know this?" Jambavan said, "I am Jambavan. I have been here for a long time." Then the monkeys asked Angada, "Tell us this pastime." Jambavan said, "I will tell you the pastime. Angada, go and tell Ramachandra what had happened." So Angada went and told Ramachandra. Vibhishna said to Rama, "Now it is the time we must attack." Ramachandra said, "We will wait for tomorrow." They all took rest. Vibhishna told Hanuman, "You can't believe these demons, they are very tricky, especially when the sun set, they become more strong. There is this is the one property of demons. I know because I am from this civilization. Be careful with these demons." So Vibhishna said, "We have to protect Rama and Lakshmana." Before this, obviously, Vibhishna came. Lord is showing so many instructions throughout this chapter, throughout Ramayana, so many instructions. When Vibhishna came, a great such exalted devotee of the Lord, he came and he gave counseling to Ravana. He didn't listen, just like exactly like Vidura. The same way, so many parallels you see from Rama Lila to Krishna Lila to Gaur Lila. Many of these pastimes. Exact same way. Vibhishana was insulted, like Indrajit said, "You are like unique. You don't have any." Then on top of it, Ravana insulted like anything. It's exactly like Duryodhana insulting Vidura, and Vidura immediately taking it as will of the providence, immediately left the place. Same thing Vibhishana also did. He tried his best to counsel, good advice, no listening. Then on top of it, he was insulted. Then he thought this is Lord's mercy. Then he left it immediately. He came to Lord Ramachandra. Then Lord Ramachandra showing the instruction that how a leader must do his duty, how he should be a servant leader. And he shouldn't take decisions by anonymous, by his own. He should always consult. Always consult. And Prabhupada is also used to ask. I remember myself, my spiritual master is asked, "What do you think about this?" Sometimes. That doesn't mean we should be very careful. When Guru does that, you think take it for granted and popped up, then finished. And that day itself our bhakti is done. So we should be very careful. So leader means like Lord Ramsar asked, "Okay, what do you think? Should we accept Vibhishna? He's coming from demon's camp." Then Sugriva said something else. Then different devotees, different monkeys said something else. But Hanuman said, "No, we should accept him. He's coming. That means we should accept him." So then Lord Ramachandra consulted and took all these instructions, but finally decided that he accepted, just like exactly Lord Krishna said, as Sarvadharma Prachita. That verse is the Paribhasa Sutra of whole Ramayana. Sakrutyeva prapannoyas tavasmi chayachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami etat vratam mama. One who surrenders to me once, he told, not only you, Vibhishan, even if Ravana comes right now, I will accept him. I will accept him. And that is what God is always so merciful, so compassionate, just like Ahobakiyam Stanakala Kutam, Devalam Saranam Rajema. Like even Putana was killing, but Lord Krishna has given the exalted position of Dhatri position in the Golok Vrindavan. So that is the most compassionate nature of Sri Prabhupada, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, all the spiritual masters, carrying the mercy of Lord Ramachandra, Lord Krishna. So that's what we can see that how a leader should always take suggestions, consider the various points and see what is best thing to do, not taking anonymous decisions. This is the very important quality of a leader, which we are getting from Ramayana. Now further, Jamban said, "I am Jamban. I have been here for a long time." Sorry. Vibhishna told Hanuman, "You can't believe these demons. They are very tricky, especially when the sun sets, they become more strong. This is one property of demons. I know because I am from the civil. Be careful with these demons." So Vibhishna said, "We have to protect Rama and Lakshmana." Then he told Hanuman, "You build a fort with your tail, and we will put Rama and Lakshmana inside." Beautiful pastime. This is. And then we won't lose them. You and I should guard. They divided the monkey army into four groups. Yeah, this is Lord Ramachandra's plan. East, west, south, and north. Angada, Nila, Sugriva, Jamban. They all became gods. No one slept because they were expecting someone to come and kidnap Rama and Lakshmana. So he made a huge big fort with his tail. This is Hanuman's tail. It had rooms, verandas, courtyards, 7 stories. To enter this fort, you have to first go through the ear of Hanuman. From there, enter the mouth. From there, you have to go back of the neck. There is one nerve that goes from there straight to the tail. You have to go into that. Pass the tail, then you travel in the tail little bit along. Uh, there is a small opening. That is the gate. How could anyone enter Hanuman's ear and go through his mouth and all that? So everyone was satisfied. This is such a good defense. The tail has been circled and circled differently in some places to make windows. Everything was there. Recreation and swimming pool. Everything was created by the mind of Hanuman. You can understand how much exalted personality, how much Hanuman has. That's why Ashtasiddhi Namanidike Data. We hear that Hanuman has these mystic powers. So obviously he's using in the service of the Lord. So he is not pure devotee has, but he will not use unless it is really needed for the service of the Lord. It was all inside his tail. Outside Hanuman was going around the tail fort guarding. It was a conscious building because it was the tail. Rama and Lakshmana were there inside. Hanuman and Vibhishana were patrolling back and forward guarding. Then at one point when Hanuman saw Vibhishana said, I want to go in and check. Please make sure that no one comes over to this side. You stay here. Hanuman was standing and standing and standing, but he did not come. He said, let me take a quick flight. He flew across and he came back. When he was coming back, he saw Vibhishana standing outside. He said, if you went inside, why didn't you come back? I was in the door. Vibhishana said, I never went inside. Hanuman said, there is something wrong. Then they both went inside. They saw that there was no Rama, no Lakshmana. They were missing. They checked everywhere, but they couldn't find them. Then all the monkeys were crying and lamenting. Vibhishana said, this must be the work of Mahiravana, the brother of Ravana. He stays in Netherlands. He has a secret city somewhere underneath. He is a great Mayavi. Somehow or the other, he has taken Rama and Lakshmana, Hanuman. Only you can go and get them. I can tell you how to reach this place. Hanuman decided to go and get Rama and Lakshmana. Ravana goes to Bali for help. This is the next chapter. So this past time also we see that many parallels are there in Srimad Bhagavatam. This Maya, Mahiravana, this Maya also like they mentioned in fifth canto end, almost 28th chapter or so. Underneath the below planets, Atala Vitala planet, there is a Maya Danava. He also thinking that I am great Maya. So I have great power. He could create anything and everything. So much illusory things he could create. Such a very, very powerful. He cannot die by anyone. So only Sudarshan Chakra, his power only he could be killed. So that's how he was strong. He could just like this Mahiravana, how much powers he has, same exactly like that. After the splitting happened, Ravana was thinking, this is my bad. My time has come. But I'm Trilokeswara. I can conquer time. How can I conquer it? I don't know. But somehow it will happen. I'm very powerful. And up till now, everything has gone good. Why shouldn't it go bad? Why should it go bad? Still, his political mind was thinking because this is the problem. Wrong association. Ravana demons and all the demons used to. When Hanuman was caught, Hanuman burned Lanka. Still, he didn't learn a lesson. Only Vibhishana told the good advice. All these demons are praising him. Ravana, you are great. These monkeys are nothing. You control Indra. You control all these Gandharvas. Everybody was able to. They're all working for you. They are like servants. Who are these monkeys? Are nothing. We could easily conquer. So you don't even need to come. We ourselves, the Prahasta, Indrajit, Kumbhakarna, all of them, one by one are saying, no, no, don't worry. Kumbhakarna said, hey, first of all, you didn't ask us when you went and took Sita. Did you ask us? Now you asking us to fight for you? That's what Kumbhakarna said. That is the right point. Sometimes people do that and then they ask for, okay, now can you help? First, did you ask? Even in the office also, we see that. All the project is almost over and there is a problem, that's when they will come to us. Sometimes in devotional practices also, sometimes these things happen. But what to do? We should help them still. So in this case, that's what Kumbhakarna said, all right, we will do it. You don't worry. We will go and fight for you. You will win it. Don't worry. But these demons have this kind of, so demoniac mentality. What can be done? So that's what is happening. Ravana was so puffed up. So he didn't take any good instruction from Vibhishana, like Duryodhana didn't take. So he's thinking, if something happens, then I can run to him and at least he's thinking out Bali now. So which king should I take help from? These devatas are useless. They are my servants. I don't need to take help them. Other demons, well, no one is as powerful as me. In our family, who is as powerful as me? Bali Maharaj. He is most powerful. He is still living. He was put down to the Sutala planet. Ravana knew that Bali Maharaj was there. That he was very charitably disposed person. He gave his whole kingdom to Vamana. He came from demon family. I am also a demon. So we can shake hands. and we can kill Ramachandra. He decided to go and see Bali Maharaj. So he went to Sutala planet. At the entrance to Sutala planet, there was Vishnu. Vamandev was with a club on his shoulder. He was walking back and forward, guarding the gate. Ravana came there. He looked at him. Ravana travels with his club and his sword. He said, "Who is this dwarf?" He came there and tried to get in the gate. Vamandev put his club there and said, making a making a sound indicating no, he didn't speak. He had taken a vow of silence. Everything shook inside Ravana. Still he didn't show it. I will try another method. He thought he became invisible. It was one of his perfections. But he was invisible only to materialize, not to Vishnu. Again the club came. He became very small and tried to enter very quickly. Vishnu put his foot on his body. Vamana was just standing there, and Ravana was screaming and gasping for air. But because Vishnu touched his body, he became qualified to be killed by Lord Ramachandra. Up till that time, he had not been qualified because Vamana stepped on him. So Vishnu Sambandha had come. All right, your body is purified. Now Ramachandra's arrow can come. That is why Vamana kept his foot there. He could have crushed him, but he just held him there. Then he let him in. Ravana increased his form and came before Bari Maharaj as if nothing happened. He said, I came to see you. There is no place in this world that I cannot go. I am Trilokes, Bali Maharaj said. But what about Vamadev at the gate? Didn't he stop you? Ravana said, if he stopped me, how can I be here? Bali said, he had stopped you and he has let you in. How does he no, Ravana thought. Bali continued. He must have stopped you. Then he became merciful and let you in. Then Ravana said, who is he to become merciful on me? Bali said, he is Vishnu, the Supreme Lord. Don't say that again. Ravana said, I am the Supreme Lord. Bali said, oh, you are the Supreme Lord? Can I know why you are here? Ravana said, I came for help. Oh, this is a wonderful Supreme Lord. Bali said, he is the Supreme Lord. He has come for my help. I must be the Supreme Lord. Ravana said, you are elderly person, so don't laugh at me. It is not fair. Dharma Shastra says that you should not mock a younger person because he has less qualities than you. Bali said, oh, you still remember the Dharma Shastras? This is what, these demons have so much scholarship, so much they know about Shastra, but for wrong purpose. The Ravana said, why should I have forgotten it? Bali said, if you have not forgotten it, then why are you here? Ravana said, I came to see you because you are my great, great, great grandfather. Bali said, I am your great, great, great grandfather for so long, but you never came. Why did you suddenly come now? Ravana said, let's forget all that. Look, one human being has landed in Sri Lanka with monkeys. Bali said, a human being has landed in your country. How did he come? Ravana said, he crossed the ocean and built a bridge, they say. Bali Maharaj closed his eyes and he smiled and said, oh, isn't he the son of Dasrath? Ravana said, yes, that is him. That is Ikshvaku dynasty, bunch of weaklings. Again and again I have control them, but still they have no shame. They continue to come and give trouble. Bali said, what kind of monkeys has he got? Ravana said, well, one monkey came and burned the Lanka city. Another one came and I couldn't move his toe. The next one spat on my face. Really? Then he closed his eyes and again he smiled. Oh, wonderful. What did you decide, Ravana? Did you decide to give back Sita? How did you know? Ravana said, that's all right. I am your great great grandfather. I know better that you must give back Sita. No, Ravana said, I won't do it. Why should I do it? It is some monkeys only, some human being. Bali said, yes, some monkeys only. One burned the whole city. Another you couldn't move his toe. Another spat on his face. Just some monkeys only. And these are just messengers who came without intention of fighting. When they come with the intention of fighting, what will happen? Your brother is on their side, Vibhishana. This is a big point for you. Your brother who knows everything about you is on the other side. At least if he is on the other side, you must not fight. As long as your brother is living, he is on the other side. What a clever king you are. You are waging a war. He will tell everything about you. Ravana said, anyway, he is one of the weaklings. We are always crying Vishnu, Vishnu. He is against the grain of our family. He has become a demon. Bali Maharaj said, all right, what do you want from me? Ravana said, you must help me. Bali said, how can I help you? Such a religious person. After all, you just took somebody else's wife. That's all. It is natural for a demon to do that. What is the complaint? Then Ravana became very happy and said, see, you have intelligence. You understand me. Yes, I understand him. Bali said, anyway, you have come. You are in my kingdom. So I want to give you some gift before we talk politics. Don't worry. I'll help you. Let me give you a gift. You come with me. He took him to a big Maidan, open ground. It is mentioned that it was 4 yojanas, 32 miles. There was a big mountain with a diameter of 32 miles. It was 9 yojanas, 72 miles high and 32 miles wide. And very nicely shaped. It was solid gold. On the side, there was a diamonds bigger than Ravana's face. They were nicely shaped. Ravana said, what a wonderful mountain. It is made of gold with diamonds on it. It is all very nicely arranged. Who gave you this mountain? Bali said, who gave it to me is of no importance. I want to give it to you. Ravana's eyes opened wide and his mouth opened wide also. You are giving this to me? All of it, not just one diamond. Bali said, all of it, this whole mountain. Ravana was thinking, why go back to Lanka? Forget Sita and Rama. Just take this mountain and go somewhere else. Have a nice time. Demons always make plans like this. Bali said, I will give it to you only if we can lift it first. So Ravana was crying, but he could just barely get it off the ground. Ravana was very powerful, but he couldn't lift the mountain of gold and diamonds. So Bali said, now step back a bit and take a better look at it. What does it look like? So Ravana said, it looks like something like earring. An earring studded with many beautiful gems. So Bali said, yes, that's right. That is the earring of Hiranyakasipu. During the fight between Hiranyakasipu and Lord Nrsimhadev, this earring fell down here. In your previous birth, you were an Hiranyakasipu. Lord killed you. You are much more powerful than you are now. You can't even pick up this earring and you used to wear. Now Vishnu has come again, he will surely kill you. But even after the example, Ravana couldn't understand. He left the kingdom of Bali. See this wonderful pastimes, how much still, despite hearing the instruction, despite lessons are being taught, still they don't want to correct themselves. This is a very important instruction for devotion service. One must repent, one must learn the lessons, not repeat again and again. If we repeat, then there cannot be mercy. So Prabhupada said, yes, one time, two time, three time, but you keep repeating, then Guru and Krishna cannot help you. So we should be carefully repent and follow the instructions of Guru, especially spiritual master, founder Acharya. That's why we have to listen to Prabhupada's lectures regularly so that we can purify our intelligence. So that it's very difficult. This Mahiravana was very difficult to kill. Even if you cut his body into 3,000 pieces and throw it in 3,000 places, it will come back again and join. You can do anything to him, but he won't die. The reason is that his life point is in two places, not in his body. Most of the demons has this kind of thing. This life point is in a diamond which is kept very secret in Mahipuri. But even if you crush the diamond, that is not enough. Only his five heads will disappear, and the 10 heads will disappear. The other five heads and 10 hands will still remain. Half of his life was kept in there, and half of the life was kept in the Himalayas. There is one mountain which is very difficult to reach with ice glacier surrounding. Huge big piece of ice are floating on the top. If you cross there, there's a cave. Inside the cave, there are five lamps burning. These five lamps are guarded by five snakes. Those snakes were very mystical. They were not actually snakes. They were illusion. Anytime someone comes there, they will spit poison. Anyone who breathes the poison from 100 miles away will die. If you can get past the snakes, then in order to kill him, you have to blow these five lamps simultaneously. At the same time, you have to crush the diamond. At the same time, you have to shot an arrow in the chest of Mahiravana. If you can do that, you will die. She was very clever, a great scientist. When Ravana called for Mahiravana, Mahiravana came in front of him. If you just think of him, he would come. Demons, snakes, politician, women. These beings will come closer if you think of them. Snakes, if they are close, they make you think of them. Ghosts who don't have gross bodies are like that. The more you think of them, the closer they come. They get attracted when you speak about them. Whistling, and that's why this is also. We shouldn't whistle. Whistling, scratching pots attract them also. So if you scratch a pot while serving prasad, that sound cuts the ether. It makes a way for the subtle body to come there. That's why we should be very careful. That's why even when we do Gayatri, it should be hidden. So Gayatri thread should be also inside. So all these things are there for a certain reason. We have to follow. Not that oh no, I don't care. Wherever you cut the ether, they will come through that gap. Whistling also cuts the ether, and they will come to that point from where the whistling is coming. So otherwise, Gayatri, when we are doing, they will come and snatch it. You will not have the Gayatri. You are doing it, but we think, but somebody else is taking the mercy. Somebody is taking that punya karma. So that's why we have to follow what is been told how to do Gayatri also. Whistling is also cut. Yeah. Also, you shouldn't scratch the floor with your feet. That is very bad. So the demon came and asked, why did you think of me? Ravana said, I am in trouble. From whom? The demon asked, two human beings and some monkeys. My Ravana said, I saw the tail float. Is it these people? Imagine, he already knows what's happening. Are they doing some magic for your pleasure? Ravana said, no, no, no magic. They have come to fight. My Ravana said, I give you a promise. It's 4 o'clock now. I promise you that by 12 o'clock tonight, I will offer them to Mahakali in sacrifice. I will bring the blood to you. You can mix it with wine and drink. This is my promise. Ravana said, this is a brother. That Vibhishana is useless. So he gave so many gifts to Mahiravana. Mahiravana said, don't worry. Don't talk with your ministers. Don't try and do anything. You just go and enjoy. At midnight, they will be offered. This is a promise. So Mahiravana came back to his city. He was fired up, so excited. He was calling his ministers. His wife asked, where are you going? You are preparing for something? Yes, yes. Mahiravana said, I have already offered 999, triple nine princes of Kshatriya families to Kali. If I offer one more, I will get great benediction from her. Now I got two. She said, you got two? Oh, very good. Where are they? Who are they? He said, they are in my brother's place. They have come to attack him. Dasharatha's sons Rama and Lakshmana. He said, oh, what are you talking about? He is the supreme lord. Mahiravana said, what supreme? This is Mahipuri. At least here I am supreme. There is no one superior to me. Everything moves because of me. Don't you know this? He said, that's right. You are the supreme lord of here. But then he is the supreme of everything. Mahiravana married this girl from the snake family. Snakes are devotees of Vishnu, including Vasuki, greatest of snake. He said, I know this person. I heard a prediction from Narada Muni that he will come and kill your brother. I also heard that when a monkey enters your city, you will also be killed. Don't get into trouble. There are monkeys there, so your monkey may also be there. Let Ravana go to hell. What do you have to do with it? You are not his enemy. Leave the Supreme Lord alone, otherwise you will have trouble. My Ravana said, this is why people say to marry in your own family, your own dynasty. Why did I marry you? You are a snake and you are spitting poison. So he left her. He got his ministers and told them, we only have few hours left. We have to smuggle Rama and Lakshmana. Sometimes good instruction we have to think about it. We should take it, even if it's coming from the person which you don't want to take instruction. They all clapped hands. Wonderful plan, wonderful. Demons are like that. One of them gives a demoniac plan, another comes and gives a demoniac clap to it. He took four of his expert assistants. One was known as Chatur, another is Sadhya, another was known as Sarva Prana, another was known as Dushmati. Sometimes people give bad names to their children, such as Duryodhana or Dushadana. They all came up on the bank of Sri Lanka. Mayravana said, oh, okay, come on, we have to get ready. One of you must go. So who wants to go? The first one said, I will do it. Give me a box. I will bring Rama and Lakshmana in it. So he was given a box. He went in there and he was checking out this fort, going around and around it. This is very big. He thought so. He laid down, looked up, still he couldn't see it. So he came back to Mairana and said, this is not a place for me to go. It is so big and a monkey is walking back and forward, guarding there. I hear so much sound. All the armies are awake, playing drums and singing songs. I can't do it. Sadhya said, weak person, look at me, I can do it. I don't need a box. I will bring them in my hand. So he expanded himself, then he came in, he thought a small wall. So I will just expand myself a little bit. You saw this tail come. In the meantime, somebody may come here. Even Ravana may come taking my own form. Don't let him in. Give him a hard time. Then he went into the ear and came into the fort. He took Rama and Lakshmana. He expanded his form, looked up. He expanded his form and more. Then without touching anything, he flew up to the top and escaped. Wow. He was very good at holding his breath. So nothing was felt by the tail. The tail had antenna. If anything was happening, Hanuman could feel it. But this time he didn't feel anything. As Mahiravana was such an expert yogi, he stopped his breath as if he was not existing. And he took off. He reached Mahipuri and put them in front of Mahakali. They were sleeping. Lakshmana was also put to sleep by Mahiravana by his special tricks. The Supreme Lord undergoes these things so that these wonderful pastimes can happen. The actual Vibhishana came after his round of four and Hanuman said, is everything all right? Wait a minute. How come you are outside? You went inside. Vishnu said, I didn't go inside. I just told you I'm going around and I'm coming back now. Hanuman said, now I'm feeling that there is something wrong somewhere. You'd better go in and check. So Vishnu went in and he discovered there was no Rama and Lakshmana. All the monkeys were jumping up and down and crying. Vishnu came out and said, Hanuman, you spaced out. Rama is not there, Lakshmana is not there. I am going to commit suicide. Hanuman said, wait, you are the only source of information. You tell me where Rama and Lakshmana could have been taken. So Vibhishana described Mahipuri. Hanuman said, I cannot wait here any longer. I am going to take that Mahiravana and crush that Mahiravana between my hands. Vibhishana said, be careful. His life is not in one place, but I don't know where it is. Someone in Mahipuri will be able to tell you. You have to find someone who is close to him. They will be able to tell you where it is. So Hanuman left for Mahipuri. Now the killing of Mahiravana is going to happen. Hanuman was flying over the ocean looking for lotus flowers. He came to an area where there was many lotuses. He saw one particularly big lotus. That must be the lotus, he thought. He entered it and he was thinking, what are these sounds? I should have asked Vibhishna anyway. I can't waste any time. He prayed to Vayu, and Vayu came in front of him. What is your problem, Hanuman? Vayu asked. Hanuman said, the problem is that I have to go inside here. Some sound is supposed to be pronounced. I forgot. Vayu said, don't worry. This is working. This is working by suction system. Suction system is by air. I am that. You go. The lotus opened. Hanuman went through very quickly. He landed on the bottom, looked around. What he saw was a big tank which was known as Kalpa or the desire fulfilling tank. People were coming from the city taking a little water from there to go and worship Kali. Hanuman thought, this is outside of the city and it looks so wonderful. The inside must be even more beautiful. Then he was wondering how to enter. There was a brick fort. On the top of the brick fort, there was 2,000 lakhs of demon soldiers walking with their bows and arrows. Hanuman saw them and thought, I want to finish it all of them together. It is very good that they are all on the fort. If they are spread out, it's very difficult. But they are all in one spot. This is a good arrangement. Now, what should I use to kill them? He was looking around, then he heard a sound. Hanuman, I am here. Use me. He looked back, and there was a big, tall tree, very big and fat. The tree was talking. Hanuman said, who are you? How are you talking? The tree said, I am a deva. I was cursed by Narada to become a tree. Why will you make me a tree? I asked him, I will become useless. He said, no, I will make you a useful tree. You will grow in Mahipuri. And when Hanuman comes, he will use you for the war. Please use me, Hanuman. This is what I am here for. So Hanuman took that whole tree and then he held it up and brought it down the fort wall. 2,000 lakhs of soldiers are finished. Then he opened the door wide and went inside. He crossed the forest. That was a brick fort. And now there was a brass fort. So many more soldiers were there. He stood there and he slapped his shoulders, challenging them. They all jumped off and they formed themselves into an army. They are marching left and right. Hanuman increased his hands. His form was the same, but his hands increased. He went as much as army was there, and he closed the hands and threw the soldiers to one side. He opened the door, went inside, and he went through a forest. Then he came to the copper fort. You may see how much this Mahiravana kept. There was three times more soldiers are there. There was 18,000 lakhs of soldiers. So he grew and took his Viswarup, huge big palm, and then he looked at them and he breathed. They were all finished. He opened that fort. Then he came to the white metal fort. At that fort, there was one demon who was leading all of them. He had got mystic perfections. He produced a storm and began producing rain. He produced two rain, bone rain, and all kinds of rain. Hanuman came there and said, this is very bad. He looked at them and they all disappeared. They were illusion. They couldn't stand the gaze of Hanuman. Hanuman took the demon in his hand and said, you create all these illusions. You are so vile that even your dead body shouldn't remain here. And he ate him up. Hanuman is no vegetarian. When the soldiers saw this, they thought, oh, this is very difficult. We must run away. But Hanuman did not let them run away. He took them all in groups and started eating them. He was hungry for a long time and he had not eaten anything. He ate some, crushed some, threw some away. He finished all of them. Then he opened that gate. Then he came to the bell metal port and each one was to do with all this. Then he sat in one place and he got so angry. He looked and the fire came out of his eyes. The whole port just melted. In that melting, all the soldiers died. This time he didn't even open any door because it was all finished. He just climbed over. The white metal fort was finished. He came to the golden gate. In front of the golden gate was a machine. It was a big meter and it had a hand on a scale. When anyone passes that way, it should show whether they are a friend of Mahiravana or they are inimical toward Mahiravana. According to your inimical feeling, it will show 10 degrees, 20, 30 degrees. It was very difficult. If it moved a little bit this way, the army was ready to come and finish you. Hanuman thought, now I have to do some leela. He was waiting outside. In the meantime, Mahiravana was sitting in his room and he called his sister. There is a pastime that his sister, who was married to another demon, they had a son. When the son was going, there was a Asha Ridi from the sky and was who told them this son will become a king when Mahiravana dies. Mahiravana did not want to die and he did not want anyone else to become a king. So he put that family in the jail just as Kamsa did. So her name was Duratandi. This Duratandi and her son Neela Megha were both in jail, but this Duratandi had a very auspicious power that any Abhishek or puja that had to be done, if you ask her to bring water, then the puja was always successful. Now they had to do a very important puja sacrificing Rama. So that is why he gave her a release. He only released her legs from the chain. Her hands were still bound up. Servants go with her and only at the water tank would the chains be opened. She would collect the water and the chains would be locked again. So she had to bring back the water. This was the plan of Mahiravana. He was telling Duratundi to do that. So Duratundi was coming to the water tank and thinking how to get in the gate. She came and while taking water, she was lamenting, openly cursing Mahiravana. What a brother I have. He wants to kill Rama and Lakshmana. When Hanuman heard that, he jumped up and came in front of her. What did you say? You know where Rama and Lakshmana are? I'm looking for them. She said, who are you? Are you Ravana taking another form? No, no, no. I am Hanuman, the servant of Lord Ramachandra. She said, oh, you must help me. She told the whole story. He said, don't worry. If you help me, I will help you. She said, how will I help you? How will I help you? He said, I will become a small and I will enter a leaf. You put the leaf in your water pot and carry me inside. I want to trick these people. So she said, what happens if they find out? They have got a scale there, and if you don't like my Ravana, it will show. He said, all right. I like my Ravana. No, no, no. How can you like my Ravana drama? It is not possible. Hanuman said, anyway, why don't you do it? I like a thrill. I want to trick them. So anyway, so he became very small and entered a mango leaf. When you bring water for bathing, you put a mango leaf in it. So she put mango leaves in there with Hanuman. And then they were then very peacefully she was bringing it. The meter was there and she was slowly coming. She was shivering. Some demons were saying, hey, why are you shivering? What is that you are bringing? She said, no, 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 this is Abhishek water. We are going to kill Rama today. As soon as she came in front of the meter, it went right over the other side. There was no more numbers it could go to. They said, hey, stop. You are the hating Mahirana so much. You used to hate him before, but it was only 30 degrees. Now it is coming out of the meter. He said, no, I have become friendly now. Otherwise, how has my brother let me out? So then they said, there must be someone inside the water. And they looked in the water, so they conclude there is something wrong with this machine. You walk past and let us check again. So she went back and then came past the machine again, going, and it broke. Who is this who does not like Mahiravana? They asked. Hanuman jumped out of the pot and said, it is me. And he became huge and took everyone and began to make a big mess. He couldn't wait to see Rama. He was smashing some people, crushing some people, biting some, walking on them, throwing a bunch and another bunch, another way. He took a group and another group and smashed them against each other. In this way, he finished them all. Then she said, there are 10 houses around Mairavana's house. They are his great corporals and generals. You must kill them, no problem. Hanuman said he went there and stood in the middle and put his tail slowly inside each house. First one house where one general was sitting with his wife, telling her, you look in the like the moon. And she was saying, you look like the sun. Meantime, the tail came, bound both of them, pulled them out of the house, and started flapping them on the floor. In the same way, he went to every house and smashed them all. All the houses were finished. Then the news reached Mahiravana. Mahiravana came out in front of Hanuman and said, hey, I will kill you. He got on his chariot. Hanuman flew up, fell on the chariot. He crushed the chariot. Mahiravana was smashed. Hanuman said, Jai Ramachandra Bhagwan ki Jai. And then Mahiravana came up again. Hanuman gave him a big punch on his chest, making him unconscious. Hanuman said, Jai Ramachandra Bhagwan ki. Again he got up. Hanuman thought, every time I say Jai, he gets up. Next time I am not going to say it. So he took Mahiravana in his hands and tore him to pieces and he threw the pieces everywhere. He sat down. They all joined together and Mahiravana got up. Used his special martial arts techniques. He locked Mahi so he couldn't breathe. Then Mahiravana disappeared. Hanuman said, no one can get out of my locking system. Then he looked around and he saw a silver mountain, a rock. Duratundi told him, this is not a silver rock. This is Mahiravana. He can take any form. Hanuman sat on it and crushed it. Again Mahiravana came out. He started running. This time he was so fast that Hanuman couldn't catch him. Hanuman went to Duratundi and said, now what? Where has he gone? She said, he is performing yajna for killing you. Mahiravana went inside a cave and he was quickly performing some yajna. And from that yajna, a big Brahma Rakshasa come. He was saying, whom should I eat? Mahiravana said, Hanuman over there. So he jumped up and came to Hanuman. Hanuman got ready to fight Bhuta. But Durasandi said, don't fight with the Bhuta. It is waste of time. Go and spoil the yajna. Automatically the Bhuta will die. Hanuman said, oh, that's good. So he went there and spoiled the yajna by passing urine on the fire. The yajna became contaminated and the Brahma Rakshasa disappeared. Again Mahiravana disappeared. Hanuman came back to Duratundi and said, I am confused. What should I do? Duratundi said, even if you crush him, he won't die because his life is in three places. She told a secret. So she came to the Kali temple and saw Ramachandra dressed up with turmeric powder and sindoor and a flower garland. He was going to be sacrificed. He had to look good. So he came to Rama and said, my lord, you must help. I did everything that I know. This man is invincible. Ramachandra said, no problem. At midnight, he will kill me. At that time, I'll make some trick. I'll shoot the arrow. At that same time, you must go and finish those lamps. I will get Lakshmana to crush the diamond. Rama was the supreme intelligence. So Lakshmana got Duratundi to find out where the diamond was. So he reached that place and was waiting for the midnight. He was going very, very fast. Finally, he landed there. He saw this cave and he saw five entrances. They all connected inside. There was five lamps burning. He came in there and he blew one out and came to the next and he put that one out. He looked back and the other one had again lighted up automatically. He put one off, another lighted back and forth. Then he said, I will do everything at once. So he turned his head while blowing, they all went out, but all came on again. In the meantime, the snakes had come out, spitting poison. The poison was not doing anything to him, but they were coming and moving mystically. Hanuman came out and said, "Oh, what am I going to do?" Again, he thought of Vayu. Vayu came and said, "Hanuman, what is the problem now? You don't have much time. Only 3 minutes left." Hanuman said, "Well, what can I do? These lamps go out and another one start. This lamp, that lamp, back and forth. I'm confused." Why you said, "Ah, you forgot who your father is." Hanuman said, "Oh, I didn't forget. You are my father." Why you said, "You know that only because of me is any light burning." And why you withdrew from there. As soon as why you withdrew from that cave, it became vacuum. At that point, they all went out at once. Immediately, Hanuman remembered Brahma. He prayed to him, "I want to use that benediction, that special benediction. I want to reach Mahipuri right now." Next moment, he was in Mahipuri. At the same time, Lakshmana crushed the diamond. Just before that, Mahiravana had come and told Rama, "Pay obeisance, then I will offer you to Kali." Rama said, "I don't know how to pay obeisances. I forgot." I was in shock. "Can you teach me how to pay obeisances?" So Mahiravana said, "All right, I'll show you. This is how you pay obeisances." As soon as he bent down, Rama took his arrow and shot him. All these things happened at the same time, crushing the diamond, putting the lights out, just like the other pastime of Krishna taking a Brahmana and putting that hand on Lord Shiva, something like that. Putting the lights out and Rama shooting the arrow in Mahiravana's chest, and then he started dying. When he started dying, everything began to cave in. The jewels became powerless, the roads were cracking, the buildings were crumbling, and Hanuman came and said, "Rama and Lakshmana, sit on my shoulder." And he broke everything and flew off. He came back to Sri Lanka, and then the war started. So now the last one is Ravana being killed and Sita being recalled. Do we have the time till 8:30 or 8, Prabhu? What time till what time? 8:30, okay, we still have time. In the area of Mahipuri, Nila, the engineer of the Vanara army, reconstructed the city, and Mahiravana's nephew was established as the king. Now the war started. This war was different from how the Kurukshetra war was fought. Before that, also, we know the bridge. That bridge was built by Lord Ramachandra when he was praying to the ocean god. He didn't come. In 3 days, Lord Ramachandra gave time, but still he didn't come. Then he took an arrow, shot it, and all the aquatic, everything was shaking like anything in fear. Then the second Brahmastra, he took it and ready to fire it. Then the ocean god appeared. Varunadev came, and then he said, "All right, Lord, you can do it very easily." So then, in that way, then not only that, then he gave Vishwakarma's son, I think Bala or Bali, not Bala, I think Dala. So he can help you. He can oversee. He's the architect. He will oversee you building this bridge. Then all these monkeys brought the peaks of the mountains and the trees, big trees, and in this way, the stones were floating by Lord Ramachandra's mercy. So even that bridge is now, even now it is a Ramasetu bridge. So then all these monkeys and everybody crossed over. Lord Ramachandra can do anything, but this is to glorify his devotees, put his devotees throughout the world. Everybody can see and hear about the glories of Lord Hanuman, Sugriva, Jambavan, all these Angada, and so many warriors. Great devotion, how much devotion they had to serve the Lord. So that's what Lord wants to show. So otherwise, Lord could have done all this single-handedly alone. So now going back to this war. Day and night, the fighting was going on. Demons especially became more strong after sunset. A lot of damage was done to the monkey army, especially when Indrajit came to the battlefield, when Kumbhakarna came to the battlefield, a lot of damage was done to the monkeys. Indrajit used a lot of illusory techniques. By becoming invisible, he fought it. And at one point, he made Rama and Lakshmana unconscious by using some special snake weapon. Then, on the advice of one of the great doctors of Vanara army and Vibhishna, Hanuman flew to the Himalayas and brought the Pushpa Sanjeevani mountain. Pushpa Sanjeevani means the flower of revitalization. Actually, they told him to bring the Pushpa Sanjeevani leaf, but the Pushpa Sanjeevani leaf had some sparkle or shine. Hanuman arrived in the Himalaya region and went to the particular mountain. The rishis who were meditating on the mountain, for them, this Pushpa Sanjeevani leaf was very valuable. Because if you just took one leaf, you wouldn't have to eat for 5 years. No food, no thirst, no hunger, no sickness. It was very nice. They saw that Hanuman had come. They know if anyone came there, they only come for the Pushpa Sanjeevani. There was nothing else there. Just Pushpa Sanjeevani plant and rishis closing their eyes and meditating for thousands of years. They knew that there was some danger. So they used their mystic power and made all the leaves shine like a Pushpa Sanjeevani. Hanuman was looking. Ah, this one, but this one is also shining. He saw the whole mountain was shining. Hanuman said, "Oh, now I have a problem. I don't know which one to take. I will take this whole mountain." So he put his hand under the mountain, he lifted it up. The rishis were alarmed. What's going on? He flew, and before Hanuman came with the mountain, Jamban very cleverly used the monkey army to kick all the dead bodies of demons into the ocean. He cleaned the whole place. Only the monkey dead bodies were kept. Because otherwise, when Pushpa Sanjeevani mountain comes, then everyone will get up. They will be as before. So very cleverly, Jamban arranged all that the dead bodies of demons were kicked into the ocean. So, and some stones put on their head, they wouldn't come to the surface. Then the Pushpa Sanjeevani mountain came and all the monkeys got up. Now the demons were small and the Vanras were more. Even when he was bringing the mountain, even before he had landed, they all got up. The power of Pushpa Sanjeevani was so much. The fight was going on and everyone had very powerful weapons. Indrajit means the conqueror of Indra, but he had benediction that he would be killed only if while he is performing a sacrifice, someone stops him and fights with him. Because Indrajit was very powerful, he was thinking, who would dare to stop me while I am performing the sacrifice? In between the war, he disappeared and went to very secret place to perform the sacrifice. But Vibhishana knew that place. He brought Hanuman and Angada there and they contaminated the sacrifice and pulled him out. Then there was a big fight. Finally, Lakshmana killed Indrajit. One by one, everyone was killed and only Ravana was left. The Devas helped a lot in the war and Indra sent his chariot and his charioteer Matali there, which Ramachandra was using. He broke Ravana's chariot, killed his charioteer and his horses, broke the bow, broke his club and flag. And then he said, all right, Ravana, I will give you some time. You go today, you come back tomorrow. See, Lord is giving a chance still. Still, he given Ravana, let's see what he will do. With the good decision of giving Sita back to me. If you do that, everyone who is dead will come back. You will get all your opulences. As if it has never happened. People will forget what they knew of you and you will be known as noble king. I will go back to Ayodhya in good friendship. Ravana felt this is a great insult that he was not killed, so he went back to his palace. Then he remembered that Lord Shiva once said to him, "When your life is in danger, you call me, I will save you." There is a veena known as Rudra Veena, Lord Shiva's personal instrument. That was with Ravana. So he took that veena and started singing songs in praise of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is easily pleased, so he immediately came before Ravana and said, "Why did you call me?" Ravana said, "My life is in danger." Shiva said, "How is your life in danger? You tell me." Ravana said, "I took the wife of the son of Dasrath and he came here with his army of monkeys and they have killed everybody. Even Kumbhakarna, Indrajit, everyone is gone. I am the only one left. And that king insulted me by telling me, you go, I won't kill you back today. Come back tomorrow. So over and above everything, I am insulted. Please save my prestige and my life. So is more important. Prestige is more important. Now Shiva said, yes, I must save your life. I will save your life. Here I am saving your life. Give Sita back. Ravana said, no. Oh, the same thing again. You are cheating me. You promised me you would save my life, but you are not doing it. Shiva said, no, I am saving your life. Did I say that to save your life I would go and fight with someone? I have my own method of saving your life. Just take this small piece of advice. Give back Sita. Everything will be wonderful. Ravana said, no. I expected that you would go and fight with Rama and finish him. Shiva said, I don't mind. I can go and fight with Rama, but I will be finished. Ravana said, no. I'm not going to give back Sita. Shiva said, all right, then you will die. Who can protect you? Then Ravana came the next day when he came. See that. Even when Lord Shiva, he is the one who has given the boons to Ravana. He is not. That means he doesn't want to follow any master. Whatever he thinks, this is the demoniac mentality. Is there always sometimes a disciple will think after 30, 40 years of practice, when they become scholarly, when they think, who is Guru? I'm powerful as good as Guru or above Guru sometimes. This thing is there. That's why that pastime is there. The crow and sometimes crow thought, no, I can fly. What is this swan can do? Then I want to compete. The crow and swan, there was competition. Swan already said, listen, you can't fly. No, we don't need competition because Guru never wants, Paramahamsa never want to argue or fight, as we see Rupa Goswami and many other pastimes. They don't want to argue. Okay, you want certificate, you want, okay, I'll give you. So they know because that is not the purpose of life. So, but sometimes so the crow came and still he didn't listen. Swan already said, no, we don't want to this competition. No. Crow said, no, 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 we need to have the competition. Then they both flew. Right. Swan can fly for a long time in a consistent manner with all his whole gang. They will go in a consistent manner. But the crow cannot fly so long. So the crow tried. It flew maybe 1, 2 miles. After that, tired. Then he wants to rest. There are no trees. There was a huge ocean. Then it was trying to sleep on the water. Then the swan said, "What happened to you?" Said, "No, I cannot now. I cannot fly. I'm tired. I want to rest." So in this way, this is that's why the disciple has to be very careful. However, experience how many years of practice. Guru is heavy. He can only remove the anarthas. He can only give us the mercy. Without Guru's mercy, there is no possibility of receiving mercy of Krishna. There is no possibility of removing anarthas. There is no possibility of getting out from this material world. So it's very important instruction as we hear. You can see, give back Sita, everything will be wonderful. Lord Shiva's instruction also here. Ravana is not listening. You can understand how this demoniac mentality works. No, I expected that you would go and fight with Rama and finish him. Shiva said, I don't mind. I can go and fight with Rama, but I will be finished. Ravana said, no, I'm not going to give back Sita. Shiva said, all right, you will die. Who can protect you? Then Ravana came the next day. When he came, Ramachandra was standing there holding his bow. Even to carry that bow was very difficult. It was much bigger than his body and very heavy. He used to hold it like he was holding some grass. When Ravana came and Lakshmana said, Jai, finally he is surrendering. The next moment Ravana said, what am I doing? No, I am here to fight with you. Then Rama fired his arrow and he finished Ravana. Then all of Ravana's queens came. They were crying. Then Vibhishna and Hanuman came to Ramachandra. And they said, those war is over. We are arranging for the cremation of Ravana. We are performing Shraddha for all the ones who are dead. Please instruct us about bringing Sita. Ramachandra said, yes. You both go and tell Sita that Ravana is killed. You bring her here. So they went there and Sita Devi had already got all the news from Vibhishna's daughter Hanuman and told her. Before that, there is also Trijata who was helping. Sita Devi was ready to commit suicide and give up life, but the Trijata consoled. These are told what's going to happen. These all this ill these various omens used to come. These are good signs. So Srijata knows what's going to happen in the future. So she explained to Mother Sita, consoled her. So Hanuman told her, it already got all the news from Hanuman told her, Mother, you are being called by Lord Ramachandra, you must come. So she dressed in the same cloth in which she was taken away by Ravana and which was hanging on the tree. She dressed herself up and she came. And when she came, Hanuman and Vibhishana came and said to Ramachandra, here is your wife, Sita. Ramachandra said, tell her that she can do anything she likes and go anywhere she likes. I have killed Ravana and she has no fear now. She can go where she likes. Hanuman cried and he was looking at Vibhishana saying, what is this? Cross the ocean, build a bridge, kill the demons, bring a mountain, and then you go wherever you like. Did he actually say this? Vibhishana said, yes, he did. I am also confused. So then they went to Lakshmana and asked him, what is this? Lakshmana said, that is what I am also wondering. What is this? So then they all came back to Rama and Vibhishana was leading the party. Oh Lord Ramachandra, can you please repeat what you have said? Ramachandra said, didn't you hear me? Now our work is done. You have killed the demons, so we'll go back. You can tell this lady to do whatever she wants. So then Hanuman came to Sita Devi and he was looking at her face. He said, did you hear what he said? Hanuman said, yes. He said, you can do whatever you like. Sita, to you tell this king, my husband, that is going anywhere I like. I did not have to wait all this time. I could have gone anywhere I liked. I was only waiting for him to come. Now why is he rejecting me? Then she prayed to all the devas. They all appeared there. Even Janaka and Rasirada came. They are all present. They said, Ramachandra, this is your wife Sita. This whole program you did was to get her back. Now you take her back. Ramachandra said, no, I don't have to take her back. Rasirada and Janaka came and said to him, no, no, this will be too hard for her. Please take her back. Ramachandra said, how will I take her back? She is not my wife. Then everyone became confused. Brahma came there and said, this is your Leela. You just take an avatar to finish the demons and protect the devotees. But you don't do too much Leela because we'll get confused. Leela is all right, but not too much Leela. So here is your wife, just take her. Rama said, she is not my wife. Brahma said, why? How can she be my wife? She stayed in Ravana's garden for so long, 4 months. I may take her as my wife, but when I go back to Ayodhya, what will I say to my citizens? They will say, Rama, you went to the forest. How was everything? Everything was all right except that my wife stayed with Ravana for 4 months. What will they think? Well, will I be able to keep this lady on the throne as my queen, on the Simhasana, the great seat of Ikshvaku dynasty? Some woman who left her husband and stayed somewhere else for 4 months, they will complain to me. Hanuman asked Ramachandra, then what are you supposed to do? Rama said, you ask Sita. So Hanuman came back with Sita and said, you solve the problem. Sita said, ask him if he wants, I can go to the fire and prove that I am pure. Vibhishna came and told Ramachandra. Ramachandra said, yes, that's a good idea. tell Lakshmana to make a fire. Sita would walk into the fire. After all the troubles, he left that place, and Vibhishana also left that place. They couldn't tolerate. Lakshmana was a thankless person all the time. He was always given the thankless jobs. So he went to Mother Sita and told her, "Please come, go into the fire." Sita Devi climbed into the fire. She was sitting on the fire, and the fire was glowing. Nothing happened to her. That's all. So in this way, we can see that Agni Pariksha, how the original Sita has come back, and how Ravana took Maya Sita. So this in this way, we can understand this pastime and various instructions. Ramachandra Raghuveera Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Raghuveera Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Raghurama Ramachandra Parandhama Ramachandra Raghurama Ramachandra Parandhama Ramachandra Raghunatha Ramachandra Jagannatha Ramachandra Raghunatha Ramachandra Jagannatha Ramachandra Mama Bandhu Ramachandra Dayasindhu Ramachandra Mama Bandhu Ramachandra Dayasindhu Ramachandra Raghuveera Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Raghuveera Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Raghurama Ramachandra Parandhama Ramachandra Raghurama Ramachandra Parandhama Ramachandra Raghunatha Ramachandra Jagannatha Ramachandra Raghunatha Ramachandra Jagannatha Ramachandra Mama Bandhu Ramachandra Dayasindhu Ramachandra Mama Bandhu Ramachandra Dayasindhu Ramachandra Raghuveera Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Raghuveera Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Raghurama Ramachandra Parandhama Ramachandra Raghurama Ramachandra Parandama Ramachandra Raghunatha Ramachandra Jagannatha Ramachandra Raghunatha Ramachandra Jagannatha Ramachandra Mama Bandhu Ramachandra Dayasindhu Ramachandra Mama Bandhu Ramachandra Dayasindhu Ramachandra Raghuveera Ramachandra Ranadhira Ramachandra Raghuveera Ramachandra Ranadhira. We'll stop here. There's much more, many other chapters of Lord Ramachandra, Pattabhishekam, and everything else is there written to Ayodhya. But let's leave 5 minutes for questions. Thank you for patient listening. Dear devotees, any questions, comments, corrections?